Welcome back this afternoon and thanks for sticking with us. Now, anyone who has lived here in Austin for any amount of time knows that a white Christmas is usually just something you see on TV. We don't get to see that very often in actual life, but Chief Meteorologist Nick Bannin has been finding out we've been closer than you might think to making that somewhat of a reality.
Yeah, and there's, a specific definition of a white Christmas. Do you know what it is?
I don't.
Yeah, you have to have an inch of snow on the ground Christmas morning. So it doesn't actually have to snow on Christmas Day or Christmas morning for it to be a white Christmas. And if it snows an inch later in the day, it doesn't count.
It's a wash.
Because you didn't have it on the ground in the morning. But I looked back at some of the data that goes back all the way to the late 1800s. And there were two separate years that we were very close to having a white Christmas in Austin. And they both were ending in 1929 and 1939. And I'll talk about the differences. In 1939, we had a trace of snow measured that day, and it was the only Christmas from my digging where we actually had snow falling on Christmas Day, but only a trace of it measured. And then in 1929, we actually had a trace of snow depth on the ground that morning from a previous storm a few days prior that brought 5.5 inches of snow. So that came a few days before Christmas, 5.5 inches of snow, but so much of it melted that all that was left Christmas Day of 1929 was just a trace. So even that one didn't count as a white Christmas. Based on historical information, these are the areas where we've seen the highest probability historically of a white Christmas: the Rockies, the areas near the Great Lakes, Northeast, New England. But what about this year? Well, these are the areas that could see snow falling on Christmas Day itself. Not necessarily enough for a white Christmas, but certainly there's going to be more areas than this that have a white Christmas because of the snow already on the ground. But the Pacific Northwest, the Rockies, and then parts of New England, again, have at least a slight to moderate chance of that snow falling on the day itself. Of course, you don't need the snow falling on the day for a white Christmas, but it sure helps. On KXAN.com right now, under the Weather Blog tab, I've got an article, a little blog, digging into some of these numbers. White Christmas in Austin, we've been close. You can see it there amongst all of our other weather blogs. The chances of us getting anything like that here this year are basically zero. We're looking super warm for next week and wet. So more like a wet Christmas week than a white Christmas Day. What's happening right now is a backdoor cold front approaching from the northeast is going to be driving in chillier air our way. You can see some of that colder air coming in places like Little Rock and Oklahoma City in the 40s. And it's that type of air that'll be dropping into central Texas for tonight, bringing us a chance for a freeze in many spots tomorrow morning. We're forecasting a low in Austin of 35 tonight. This would put tonight among one of our coldest nights of the season here in central Texas. So clear and cold, near or below freezing outside of the city. Look at all these expected lows. And by the way, if you're seeing 34 or colder, certainly you're within the range of being close enough to freezing that you probably still want to protect your plants, even if it doesn't say 32. I just think Austin's going to be too warm for that downtown. But 33s and 34s throughout much of our eastern counties. Still want to protect your plants in case you get the isolated or slightly colder air to trickle on in. Down to freezing in Georgetown, and a lot of freezes or near freezes in the hill country here tomorrow morning. So a cold start to the day tomorrow. Of course, winter technically begins at 3:21 tomorrow morning, and it will feel like winter when you wake up. So mid-30s to begin your day. And then plenty of sunshine will push us to 63 in the afternoon. That will be cooler than today was, but it's still just average. Nothing unusual about that. 63 right on the money of where we should be this time of year. Sunny and cooler, just a little bit of a southeast breeze picking up later in the day. And then temperatures start warming. 66 Sunday, 74 Monday, 73 on Tuesday. That puts us about 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. With the warmth will come increasing humidity late Sunday night into especially Monday and Tuesday. It's going to start feeling muggy, kind of like it did a few days ago, although perhaps not that humid. But with that mugginess will come eventually some rain. Clear skies tonight and a sunny sky here throughout your Saturday, so we'll go through it rather quickly. Things start to change, though, as that moisture comes in for Sunday. There will be more clouds around on Sunday. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds here Sunday. And then a partly sunny Monday actually features a low chance for a little sprinkle or stray shower, generally in the morning, even some drizzle in the mix. Much higher rain chances Tuesday, as we've been talking about the last couple of days now. Tuesday seems to be the wetter day, scattered showers and thunderstorms through Tuesday night. Should be wrapping up by Wednesday, Christmas Day, just a low 10% rain chance. Then another round of some showers Thursday and Friday of next week. Quarter inch or less, though, for the hill country, quarter inch to an inch for most of the metro and all of our eastern counties. These amounts have trended up slightly over yesterday, but nothing hugely significant. Here's a look at our first warning weather 7-day forecast. The other part of significance is warm next week, 70s from Monday through Friday, nighttime lows in the 50s.